Hi guys! Welcome to my YouTube channel. So before we get started, make sure to hit the like button, also subscribe to my channel. In this video, we will talk about the beginner's guide to powerlifting. So make sure to watch the full video. The beginner's guide to powerlifting. Powerlifting is a strength and conditioning sport that comprises 3 endeavors at maximal load on 3 lifts: squat, seat press, and deadlift. At some point, you've probably seen some dude come into the gym. He probably had a beard, load up a barbell with 45 pounds, plates that the steel was literally bending, and sent shockwaves of awesomeness across the floor with some of the most impressive squats you've ever witnessed in person. And at that moment, you probably wondered, how in the hell do I do that? The answer: powerlifting. Unlike bodybuilding, which emphasizes the pursuit of a particular physique, powerlifting is a sport of attaining as much raw strength as is humanly possible. Primal in its simplicity, powerlifting ain't always pretty, nor is it especially glamorous, but it is practical, unquestionably hardcore, and a virtual guarantee you will never again struggle to move your couch. To be a powerlifter means being dedicated to a goal. Find out how strong you can get, and then get stronger than that, says Sean Collins, CSCS, a certified USA powerlifting club coach and owner/coach at Murder of Crows Barbell Club in Brooklyn, New York. What is powerlifting? Powerlifting is a strength and conditioning sport that comprises 3 endeavors at maximal load on 3 lifts: squat, seat press, and deadlift. On its face, powerlifting is pretty simple. Develop as much all-out strength as you humanly can, primarily through the big 3 fundamental lifts: low bar back squat, bench press, deadlift. But talk to powerlifters long enough, and you'll discover that they often develop a mystic sense about their training. And for lifters who want to go beyond merely exercising and dedicate themselves to the pursuit of hardcore strength, it's rewarding and, ultimately, transformative. A powerlifter takes 3 seemingly simple exercises, the deadlift, squat, and bench press, and works to learn and excel in every single aspect of them. Since strength is just as much a skill as it is a quantifiable characteristic, there's so much to learn: bracing, rooting, breathing, optimal foot position, bar position, eye gaze, head position, activation. Collins says, it's rewarding to go through the journey of getting strong because you learn so much about your body and so much about yourself. Collins says, 5 reasons you should become a powerlifter. 1. Strength translates to everything. Strength is the most valuable investment you can make in your life. Collins says, no athlete ever said, I lost this game because I was too strong. No one wants to make more trips to the car when they're unloading groceries. 2. You'll become mentally tougher. Just as endurance training ultimately becomes a mental battle against your lungs, powerlifting demands steely psychological composure, particularly because training often entails pushing to failure and then getting right back on the platform. 3. It's safe. Under the eye of a good coach and with the right prep, powerlifting's injury rate is far below that of sports like soccer or basketball. 4. It rewards longevity. Basketball players are old by the time they're 30, and football players and soccer players peak in their 20s. Powerlifters, on the other hand, are typically at their strongest at 35 to 40 years old, making powerlifting an accessible sport if, for some reason, you didn't start it in your teens. 5. What you should know. As with any pursuit from bodybuilding to basketball, progressing in powerlifting becomes progressively more difficult, requiring more effort and dedication as time goes on. And as with anything worth doing, it takes time and focus. The road to 90% is relatively easy. Collins says, the road from 90 to 100 is hard as hell. That, and your friends seem to ask you for help a lot more often when they're moving out of their apartments, he says. What you'll need to start powerlifting. It sounds obvious, but choosing your gym is a key step. Sure, you can theoretically train for powerlifting in the average big box gym. Check out USA Powerlifting's gym search tool to find one near you. You'll also be able to watch and learn from knowledgeable powerlifters and coaches. If there aren't any around, you can always inquire at your local CrossFit gym. Some have separate powerlifting clubs that train independently of CrossFit classes. Otherwise, powerlifting doesn't require too much gear of your own. Many powerlifters invest in specialized equipment like knee sleeves and lifting belts, but you can probably hold off on those until you seriously commit to powerlifting. 5 ways to avoid the most common rookie mistakes. 1. Work your way up. Don't start off too heavy, Collins says. Most people get turned off because they experience failure very early on a novice program, and that's because they let their ego get in the way. 2. Stay disciplined. If you're going to focus on powerlifting, then focus on powerlifting. Don't also play basketball 5 days a week or sign up for a marathon while you're at it. Just as people training for an Ironman or the Mr. Olympia never stray far from their dedicated training plan, powerlifters focus on their training. If you'd rather keep up a few different aspects of fitness, it might be smarter to incorporate the big 3 exercises into your existing training without dedicating yourself 100% to powerlifting. 3. Distinguish strain from pain. Anyone who's ever gutted through a 5x5 deadlift workout knows how draining it can be. But don't listen to pain is weakness leaving the body. Pain is pain. It's a warning sign, Collins says. Do enough to progress, but don't overdo it for the sake of an Instagram post. 4. Do reps the right way. Every gym in the universe has some guy who will insist that he can squat 500 lbs, and then half rep his way through the wimpiest range of motion imaginable. That's not gonna fly, chief. Make sure you work through a full range of motion as you are starting, and then work your way up in weights. As far as powerlifting is concerned, Mr. Half Rep is effectively Mr. No Rep. 5. Work with a knowledgeable trainer. You wouldn't ask a running coach to teach you a boxing form, right? Right. As a novice powerlifter, you'll benefit immensely from having a USA Powerlifting certified coach who can plan out your training and introduce you to the nuances of the discipline. The Beginner's Powerlifting Program. While there are many good powerlifting resources online and in print, the classical powerlifting resource is Starting Strength, Coach Mark Ripito's no-nonsense guide to barbell weight training. How it works. The program consists of 3 workouts a week. Each time you come to the gym, you'll increase the weight on your big 3 lifts. Most novices can make tremendous progress with 1 to 1.5 hours of lifting. 3 movements, 3 times a week, Collins says. It might not sound like much volume, but because powerlifting workouts emphasize big compound movements that challenge both your musculature and your central nervous system, a 3-day-a-week program will pave the way for fast novice strength gains without overtaxing your system. We are looking to progress on a daily basis, so each time you come into the gym, you're increasing in weight with each movement, he says. If you fail, or have 2 tough days or more, connect with your coach or take a step back. On day 1, you'll establish your benchmarks in the bench and squat. Your deadlift starting point will extend from your squat benchmark. Don't stress if these numbers aren't that impressive. It's only ground zero, and you'll get better soon. In other words, rather than establishing a maximum and working in percentages of that maximum, you're establishing a comfort zone and building from that foundation. I like to start off with sets of 8 reps, Collins says. I know it's more typical of bodybuilding programming, but it provides a lot of practice with the movement and allows the beginning powerlifter to build a base and some muscle to support sets of 5 that you'll do later on. Once you max out on your daily progression, or you start failing at a weight, deload, take 10% off your weight and work yourself back up. That should give you enough time to push progress. After about 2 deloads, it's time for a more intermediate program. In all workouts, rest 3 to 5 minutes between sets. Establishing your benchmark weights. Once you've warmed up on your first day, see below, do 10 reps of the squat and bench with an empty 45 pounds barbell. From there, increase the weight each set by 5 to 25 lbs, depending on what's comfortable. Your goal is to ultimately arrive at a weight that you can lift for 8 reps and confidently lift at least 3 more times if you need to. Collins calls these reps in reserve, a variation on the concept of rate of perceived exertion, or RPE. What do you think of our video? Let me know in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button. Also subscribe to our channel before you go. Thank you for watching.